Beste gamers, we zijn hier bij Ubisoft in Antwerpen en naast mij zit Pierre van Ghost Recon Future Soldier. Pierre, thanks for having us.
Most welcome. Pleasure to have you.
We have played Ghost Recon Future Soldier. It's in the future. There's another war. In what war are we involved?
Okay. This is not a global conflict with a huge conflict all over. It's more about degenerating in small, localized conflicts that can threaten to explode on a more global scale. So the team of Ghosts is investigating a weapons smuggling ring, and they soon realize that this is part of actually a wider issue with a faction of the Russian power wanting to take over the legitimate democratically elected power in Russia. Basically, this brings them in direct conflict with the Ghosts, and so the mission for the second part of the game is going to try and stop this faction from taking control of the power in Russia, which could destabilize the entire Russian area.
Okay. So Russia is going to help, but fortunate for us, we have some new weapons.
Yes, so all the weapons we use in the game are actual weapons, and all the technologies we use are technologies that are actually being researched and developed by the US Army. So the optical camo is something that the US Army is currently working on. The UAV drone, which you can throw in the air and scout the area with, it's something that exists in real life. So all the pieces of technology that you use are actual, maybe not used today on the battlefield, but certainly on the battlefield of tomorrow they will be used. So augmented reality, sensor grenades, exacto rounds, which are bullets which can home in on a designated targets. All these are technologies that you can look up and search, and these are being developed.
And you talked about the optical camo. I've had a go with it, and you can use it for an unlimited time, it seems. Yes. Will it be different with a more higher difficulty level or something like that?
No, the optical camo is basically, it can kick in when you don't move too fast, because it allows you to blend in with your surroundings. And so if you, as soon as you stand up and start running around, or if you get hit by a bullet, it deactivates. But if you are moving crouch or prone on the ground and moving slowly, then it is activated.
When looking at the single player, how many levels will there be in the single player?
There will be 12 levels, and for over 12 hours of gameplay, because these are big levels.
Okay, we've played in a 4-player co-op offline. What other kind of multiplayer will there be? Will there be an online multiplayer?
There will be, so you have the campaign is, of course you can play it by yourself, but is fully playable and it actually was designed to be 4-player co-op. We have guerrilla mode, which we're also showing today, which is a mode which is designed also for cooperative gameplay against the waves of enemies, where you have to hold headquarters. And then, of course, we have online adversarial multiplayer, which we are not showing today, but which is certainly a big part of the work we have been doing for the game.
So the offline co-op was pretty fun, because there were 4 players, very smart players actually. So it must be as fun in single player when you're playing alone. Will the AI of your friends be as smart as a real player?
The AI of your teammates is very smart and will not disappoint you. So these guys, well, you see, I say these guys when it's actually AI, but they don't get detected by the enemy, so they always try and stay out of line of sight, etc. They help you when you want to set up a synchronized shot, so you can mark targets, and all your AI teammates take their targets, and when you give them the order, boom, they shoot them down. If same in the battlefield, if you're in full action engagement, you can mark also enemies if you're being suppressed by enemy fire, and they will take out the targets that you tell them to. They will always try and behave as intelligently as possible.
Another thing we saw was the gunsmith, a very important feature of the game. We saw that you can adjust almost everything in a weapon, also the trigger for accuracy. Will it really affect the gameplay?
Sure. So that's one thing that we learned by working with the Special Forces guys, is that these guys, they never go into battle with the standard weapon. They always choose special parts to have exactly the weapon they need for the mission they're going for. And so in Gunsmith, you can customize over 10 pieces of your weapon, and all of these have well, apart from paint, which is the camouflage pattern of your gun, which does not have a gameplay impact. Even though you can argue that in multiplayer it does, because it changes a bit the signature of your gun, but not really. Apart from that, all the other attachments have a gameplay impact. So if you change the gas system, the rate of fire will be different. So you will empty your magazine faster. If you choose a specific type of ammunition, it will have more penetration value. If you can choose a laser on the side rail, you have a laser targeting on enemies. If you choose a bipod as under barrel attachment, you will be able to set your weapon on a cover or on the ground and get some extra accuracy out of there. If you choose a grip, you will be able to be more precise if you fire while moving. If you choose different optics, obviously you will have different type of scopes, stuff like that. If you choose stock, so depending on the stock you use, it will be either rested on your shoulder or held in your hand. You will have different mobility. And so all the attachments have impact on gameplay.
And you can play a lot with it because you can change everything. One of the things that you can do it with Kinect. Are you happy the way that turned out?
Yeah, actually, we with my team we worked quite a bit on Kinect, and it was good fun working on it. And it's a very fun way of interacting with your weapon with very natural movements. And so with natural movements, you can select the part you want. Switch flick between the attachments, select, close your gun, open it again, switch to the firing range, and then you can actually be in the firing range and test the gameplay modifications of the attachments you have chosen immediately, and so aim at the targets, fire with your right hand, etc. So Kinect was a good fun to work with for Gunsmith.
Okay, that all sounds pretty exciting. One last question: when can we expect the game?
The game will be out on the 24th of May in Europe.
Okay, thank you very much.
NPC! Let's take it up! Stay on! They're on the move! Take them out!
The last enemies are eliminated through coordinated assault, and the Ghosts can continue their mission towards their final objective.
We're good. Area's clear.